Hey, everybody, welcome to I'm Not Crying, You're Crying, the show about anything and everything because it's our show. I'm here with Jay.
Hi, guys.
And Juan.
Hey.
You still? Okay, man. And I'm Sean, and this is our theme music. Hey, everybody, welcome back to I'm Not Crying, You're Crying, Season 6, Episode 2. We're here on the second episode, guys. We're almost, you know what this means? We're, I want to say we're roughly 25 episodes away from Juan eating a dick. How do you feel about that, Juan?
That's great, dude.
I'm excited.
What, are you more excited?
Is that 100 episodes or
no?
How did you come up with the number?
It's almost 100 episodes, Juan. Said roughly. I think we're more like 30-ish. But the thing is, Juan, is that you're close to eating a dick and you're excited about it. I think that's the gold right there.
Yeah.
Makes you a real team player.
Yeah.
What? Are you still? Hey, can I ask you when we do the intro, last week you were yelling about being cut off, and this week you're a little more sad than you were previously. Are you okay?
Yeah. Why are you sad, dude?
Yeah. I'm sure we're going to talk about it. So.
Talk about what?
Well, the shit that's happening currently in the world, or just here in the States, that's complete bullshit.
I'm gonna need you to elaborate.
You're sad on a global scale, not on a personal scale.
I'm like, I would like to say that it didn't affect me, but it did have an effect of the incident that happened in Texas yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We were going to talk about it, but is that why you're sad? Is that like,
it's been bumming me out ever since it happened.
It only happened yesterday, but I feel like you've been sad for weeks.
Oh no, that's me playing it up because of the comment of, have you ever tried being happy? So I figured I'll just be sad from now on.
Wait. Who asked you to be happy? Or
our co-host, remember our guest host, Maria?
I don't remember that conversation.
Yeah, when I'm like, hey, and then she's like, did you ever try just being happy? And you're like, yeah, Juan, just try being happy.
So after about over an hour of conversation, you picked out that one little thing, and then you just ran with it for weeks.
How long have you known me? I remember the dumbest shit ever, or I picked the most random shit ever. So yes, that's the one I picked.
Well, Juan, I do feel like you're holding on to this a little bit long. I mean, I feel like, first of all,
I'm going to hold on to it to my grave, motherfucker.
Why?
You can hold on to these nuts.
You had them in your mouth last
you're so
episode.
Funny. Oh yeah, you guys are so funny.
I mean,
to your grave. You can hold on both of these nuts to your grave.
As long as Sean doesn't get jealous, that's fine.
No, man. You know what? You could have the nuts.
How would you know? How would you know you'd be dead?
I'm holding on to as a ghost.
Holding on to my nuts.
Listen, Jay. You have more frequent flyer miles to the hospital than I do. If anybody's going to go before I do, it's you, bud.
Like death has tried to take me several times, and I'm like John Wayne. I'm like John Wayne.
It's true. It tried to take him over the break, and he was like, "Fuck you, death."
Not today, motherfucker.
Yeah, man.
Not today.
Yeah, he got a pencil, and he fucked death up, dude. He's John Wicking it the whole way. Yeah,
him and Death started a rock band together.
Called what?
Jayco and Death.
Jayco and Death.
Jayco and the Wild Stallions.
What's your first album called?
Jayco and Death's first album.
The black cover.
It's called Slippery When Death.
You can't dust for vomit. Yeah, man. Juan, it sounds like you are kind of grinding an axe over something that was only a moment in time. But to your point, Juan, there is something.
We have a minute of Juan sense. That's just an episode, a minute dedicated.
Right. It's not right now. It's not right now, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's at the end of the episode.
It's just a minute dedicated to the half the shit I grind about. So, I don't care.
So anyway, Juan, to your point, there was something very sad that happened here in America where we are, which is on May 24th. an 18-year-old. His name was Salvador Ramos. He opened fire at Robb Elementary School in Texas. He killed 19 children, 2 teachers, and wounded 17 other people. And then he shot and wounded a 65-year-old grandmother. And I believe that he killed himself after.
No, the authorities ended up killing him.
Well, he was killed afterwards. So
yeah, he barricaded himself in a classroom full of children and exchanged fire with the police and killed them. But it wasn't. I don't think it was even the actual first responding police. They weren't going in until certain backup arrived.
So I mean, so it sounds like this is. It's a horrible thing to happen. So
it is.
Mean, our heart goes out to the families that are there.
Absolutely.
It's fucking insane. And the guy is dead now. So it's like now that we can figure out why this happened. But and I don't know how deeply you've been following it, Juan. But does anyone come to speak out about any reasoning that's why something like this would happen?
The only thing that's come up is I guess before this happened, he randomly messaged this one girl here in LA on Instagram and gave hints of what was going to happen. But I feel like there's more to the story. I'm not buying the whole story because even this girl, and I'm sure she's a minor, was like, I was just trying to talk to him to try to keep him from doing something horrible. And I'm like, you wouldn't just, I don't know kids nowadays, but start a conversation with a random person and gives hints that they might do something and you don't tell anybody.
Well,
I mean, people say things, they don't really act on it. It's just a lot of like.
But that's the problem. That's the problem. How many times do incidents like this have to happen until we start finding out more and more and more, and we go, we never thought they were going to act on that. I think that what pisses me off the most, not that anything would justify what he fucking did, but the thing that pisses me off the most is there's no rhyme or reason. Like, he went into a classroom. These were kids. They weren't even in his high school. They weren't even in his grade. Like in Columbine, not justified. I'm not making a reason for them.
But I think
there's a reason that they did it. They felt bullied. They did this shit and everything, and they were essentially their peers. These were essentially kids.
Yeah, I think what you're getting at is that you can find a little bit of their lot. Like, you understand like what sparked these events. And this one, and I am admittedly kind of breezing through the Wikipedia page about the school shooting, and they talk about the guy Salvador Ramos is his name. He worked at Wendy's. He worked at Wendy's. He
creeped out people at work.
Yeah, and he started posting pictures to his social media of like automatic rifles, and on his 18th birthday, he just went and bought a rifle.
And then 2 days before the shooting, he bought another one, semi-automatic.
Yeah. But I mean, like it even says here. I mean, again, this is a Wikipedia page, and anybody can do this stuff. But he doesn't have a criminal record, documented mental illness. So I think for Juan and for anybody really, it's just kind of frustrating because you don't understand. Like, you're just trying to understand what would push someone to do this. Because to your point, it's an elementary school. He's an 18-year-old boy. Like why would this even begin to happen? And
I don't want to understand his reasonings behind this tragedy. It's not, I don't want to understand why he did it. I just want to find a way to prevent something like this happening, because there's so many of these, it's
last week we had the Buffalo incident.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's getting to the point where I feel sorry for like kids that have to go to school, because they have to grow up, being prepared for a situation like this, like it sucks. Like, no kid should have to live in that type of like fear and like teachers as well, like they have to always kind of watch their back for like suspicious activity. And then, like, why would you want to be a teacher?
Yeah, I
So,
mean, growing up, it was always, stop, drop, and roll, and fired, and
duck and cover.
duck and
that was
cover.
it.
now they do actual active shooter drills.
Yeah,
There is a procedure. There is a step. That is the type of fucked up world we live in now, where instead of doing fire drills and earthquake drills, shit that is natural and we should fear, now we have to do an active shooter drill of hide and don't make noise.
yeah, which is fucking crazy. And I'm with Jay. I don't think I want to understand, because if I don't want to get there, because to Jay's point, it's about preventing it. I don't know enough about this guy or about any of the people who kind of perpetrate these kind of things to, if I'm being honest, to kind of even know where to start. But and yeah, it's kind of scary, because I have to send, you send your daughter, your kids to school. Juan, I send my daughter to school, and you think you assume that they're safe there, but and aside from there being predators, now there's people with fucking automatic firearms. So
Since my daughter has been in school, she has been involved in 2 lockdowns. That is the scariest shit as a parent. Luckily, we have a teacher that is active on Class Dojo. So I decided to message her through Class Dojo to find out the status, because the first time we found out because a relative of ours worked at the school and kind of called my family and mentioned it, but hung up. So of course we're freaking out, and the best option I had was to message the teacher, and she messaged it. And in my book, she's fucking awesome, because I'm sure if I was smart enough to think about that, other parents were. But it's scary.
yeah, I agree. And it's crazy. And this is in Texas, right? So, and I don't even know the gun rules in Texas. So
It's you're allowed to carry weapons. It's a pro weapon state.
I mean, so Juan, let me ask you: do you think, or I'll ask you both? I mean, do you think that the gun laws in Texas should change?
No, the gun laws in the entire country have to change.
And what's the and what do you think the ideal law should be?
Well, I know in other countries, their gun laws are a lot stricter.
Mm-hmm.
I think some of them do a psychological analysis, and then there's a procedure for getting guns. Like I think it's either like I want to say Switzerland or one of the European countries. They are more responsible with their guns. Like they have a convention where a lot of people will take their guns and they will.
Yeah, we have a convention here. It's called the NRA.
No, dude, but these people, they responsibly use their firearms. Like
if you ask anybody from the NRA, they're going to say the exact same shit.
Well, then
I don't think this kid was part of.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but a lot of the European countries, their gun laws are a little stricter, but they're more responsible with their guns. Like I don't think the answer is to take away guns or but there should be some sense of responsibility when you're handling a firearm. Like
Yeah, I it's almost like and I don't even know the gun rules in California. That's where I fucking live. So that should tell you how much of an expert on it I am. And I think Jay's right. I don't think the answer is taking away guns completely, because that seems like an overreaction. But I also think that there needs to be some. I don't if I walk into a gun store right now, like could I get a gun? Juan, do you know if I could walk into a place right now and get a gun? Like is that something I could do?
I think in all honesty, for someone that's so angry, I should be more versed on this. But I think there's a waiting period here in California.
Well, because I think you said this guy like 2 days before he went and picked up a gun, and he went and picked up a gun on his 18th birthday. So it sounds
that seems crazy, right? Like people can't drink till they're 21, but you can get a firearm at 18.
Well, at 18, you could go and give your life for your country. Why shouldn't you be able to buy a gun?
Well, I think
the Constitution.
Well, it's like that's like saying
or the Bill of Rights.
Well, but I feel like if you're going to give your life for your country, right, that you're performing a service for your country, and they'll train you how to use that weapon, right, how to be responsible with it. They're not just gonna give it to you and then send you back out there. you know, that you have some level of accountability there, right? This guy, I don't know what's in his background. I mean, he could have grown up around guns, right? But the fact of the matter is that he had no training. He just wanted a gun, went and got it, and then, you know, went and did what he did. So, you know, I feel like there's lots of, I don't think there's really like a correct answer for this, but, you know, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. And like I said, our hearts goes out to those families in Texas, because it's like it's a crazy thing. And you think, you know, where things would get better, but it just seems like a revolving door of crazy shit happening, if I'm being honest. Because I think before this one, we had the one in Saugus, right? That was here in California. Is that, or you mentioned, what was the one you mentioned, Juan, not that long ago?
The one in Buffalo, the one that was, it was motivated because of racial hate, went after black people, and then the fucker decided to Twitch it. Is that the right term?
Put it on Twitch or tweet it, or like Twitter?
Put it on Twitch.
Huh.
Oh, the stream it?
Yep.
Oh, that's sick.
Jesus Christ, dude.
No,
That's fucking nuts.
so here's the thing. People I worked with actually found the footage. I did not see it because I am too old. I don't need images of other human beings haunting my mind. I want to be able to have decent images. I mean, the world is already full of shit, so I don't know why people went to look at it. But the one thing that stuck in my head is, as they were describing it to each other, was it's not like in the movies or in the video games. And this shit just has to stop somehow. It really does. I don't know the solution. I'm just an idiot with friends on a podcast, but it just has to stop. It really does.
Yeah. There's no smooth transition away from it, but, you know, other than it sucks, our condolences go out to those families, and, you know, whatever we can do to help, well, I'm sure we'll try and do it. But in a lighter subject, so are you guys, Pete Davidson is leaving SNL. Now, we were talking about this a little bit off air, but Jay corrected us and said it was not just Pete Davidson, but I think he's the headline because he's fucking Kim Kardashian and Kanye West's face, right?
Well, yeah, he's the most, he's really popular.
He's a king of Staten Island.
Good job.
You want a pat on the head?
Yeah, I also want a correction. I'm the one that corrected you, motherfucker, that it wasn't just Pete Davidson. Then Jay just added, who else is leaving?
Oh, you can tell him.
No,
please, Juan, if you're going to interrupt, please, by all means.
Yeah, enlighten everyone about who's leaving SNL besides Pete Davidson.
I don't know everybody's name. I just know it's not just Pete Davidson.
Well, I mean, you made the correction, so you should know, right?
No, you are the one that listed everybody, so you should know.
So you mean to tell me you interrupted for no other reason than just to hear your own voice?
That is correct, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
What a narcissist.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, you're dismissed. Jay, please continue.
No, you're dismissed.
Yeah, so Pete Davidson's leaving the show. Kate McKinnon, who's been on the show for about 10 years, I think. She's also leaving the show. Adie Bryant and Kyle Mooney. They're all leaving the show. They've been on the show from about 8 to 10 years. Kenan Thompson is still on the show. He's been on there for, I think, 22 years, I think.
That's not long. Well, is Kenan Thompson like the longest running SNL cast member?
Yes, he is the longest running cast member at SNL. I don't know the exact number of years he's been on there, but he's been on there for a very long time. More than 20 years, I want to say.
That's insane. So like, is it like a thing where like a rite of passage to leave SNL? Is this why like Kenan hasn't left, or is his own sitcom isn't doing so well? Like what's keeping him there?
Well, I think his sitcom's doing very well. You know, I think it's just a different time now. Like back in the day, in the like early, like the mid 90s to like the maybe mid 2000s, like you'd get on SNL and then you'd stay there for a couple of years and then you'd start doing movies. And that was a lot of people's like path to stardom, like Adam Sandler, Will Ferrell.
Wait,
you know,
didn't Adam
Eddie
Sandler
Murphy.
get fired?
Yeah, but he stayed there for a good couple years. I mean, he technically got fired, but I mean, you know, like it's not like you know, it's not like oh you're fired, you know, like, and pack your shit and leave. It's more like their contracts weren't renewed, and then they weren't asked to do another season. So, they had to kind of do other things or find other things. But now, I think a lot of the cast members are staying on there longer because they can kind of do other things while still be on the show. Like they don't have to like fly out to different places. A lot of like for like Eddie Murphy and like Adam Sandler.
Eddie Murphy got fired too, right?
I don't know. I think he just got too big for the show. He was doing a bunch of movies and then he was just too big for SNL. So I think he just left the show. So, but a lot of people
on contracts, or
they are, of course, they're on contracts. But like their contract either gets renewed or it doesn't get renewed, and they like every couple of years they'll do a cast shakeup. So this is just one of those years where they're doing a cast shakeup.
Yeah, I think for me, like I'm looking at a big like block of people who are on the cast, and like I didn't realize that Amy Poehler was on SNL.
Oh yeah.
And Gilbert Gottfried, who passed away not that recently.
Gilbert Gottfried. I know a lot about SNL. Gilbert Gottfried was on the show in the early 80s.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say he was on there before Eddie Murphy got on there.
Yeah, I think this is in chronological order because it looks like, Conan O'Brien, I think, was Conan O'Brien on the show or was he a writer?
He was a writer.
He was a writer. Same with like Bob Odenkirk. He was a writer.
Hey, this is way off subject, and I apologize, but I see that Mike Myers is also a part of the cast. Yes. But Mike Myers has a new show on Netflix called The Pentaverate. Have you guys seen this?
I have. I binged it.
It is
it's so ridiculous.
I only saw the first episode, but it is basically Mike Myers doing Mike Myers shit. I feel like it's just watching Mike Myers masturbate all over himself. It's fucking hilarious.
There's funny moments in the show. I like it. It's not as charming as Austin Powers, but it's still funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'll watch it and then you'll see a lot of like Mike Myers staples.
Yes.
There's a lot of like puns, double entendres, sexual innuendos, all that stuff is great.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it's like Mike Myers is jacking his own dick this whole time. But anyway, so Jay, let me ask, what is it normal for someone like Keenan to stay on for like 22 years? Like, is he like that person who just won't leave the house? Like he moved in and now he just can't get him to leave. I
don't think it's they want him to leave. I think it's just because he's so solid, like as a performer. Like if they put him in a sketch, it's going to do fairly well. For a lot of the younger performers, they're kind of a risk, If Keenan or one of the stronger SNL cast members aren't in that sketch, then it's gonna fail. And like Keenan just kind of keeps things together, and like he's kind of like their safety net, Whenever they need someone to kind of like punch up a sketch, they'll throw Keenan in there.
I see. Yeah. So he's like he's like, hey, this isn't doing so hot. Bring Keenan out here. He'll keep it together.
Yeah. Let's Keenan up this sketch, and
was in all that.
Keenan Thompson was in all that, along with some other people who also went crazy
when he was younger. But we're talking about his SNL days right now. So
yeah. Yeah. So like, is Kristen Wiig still on the show, or did she leave?
No. Oh, she left a long time ago.
Okay. Yeah. See,
she left. I think she left right before Bridesmaids came out.
Oh, so yeah. So then you're kind of right there, which is like once they get kind of like a little big for their britches, then they leave SNL, which is
I think like Kristen Wiig was kind of like the last like big kind of movie star that came out of SNL. Like everyone else kind of does like TV, or they'll show up as like a supporting character in
what about
in movies.
Andy Samberg?
I mean, he was there when Kristen Wiig was there.
Mm-hmm. Didn't he leave afterwards, or? Yeah,
but I mean, Andy Samberg isn't as big as Kristen Wiig. I mean, he's popular because of all the Lonely Island stuff, but he's not. They're not going to throw him into a movie. He's not playing like a DC villain like Kristen Wiig.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and he did, we were just talking about this earlier, not only does Andy Samberg have The Lonely Island, but he also has a show, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, And he's not necessarily like a huge movie star, but I feel like, in the future, he'll be like a really big voice actor because he's done a number of things like the Hotel Transylvania movies and like a few other things. I think he was just in Chip and Dale, right?
Yeah. He played Dale in the Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers movie on Disney Plus.
Which I don't know. JD, it sounds like you had a chance to see it. Did you see it?
I did.
Yeah, it was. Did you like it?
I really loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be, and which surprised me because I thought it might be kind of like corny and cheesy, but it was very funny, and there's a lot of hidden like Easter egg stuff, and like it's very meta. Like
it is.
Like the whole movie is kind of meta. It's almost like Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
It is. It is this generation's Who's Framed Roger Rabbit, and they do a call out to Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, it's it was a lot better than I expected. It was actually very very fun, very fun. But yeah, so let me ask you, Jay, if you're on SNL, do people on SNL typically have careers that take off like afterwards? Like, even in a few years, like do you expect like Pete Davidson and Kate McKinnon will have like these like budding careers that are gonna take them on into Hollywood stardom?
I mean, they're still a name, I think like time will tell. Like Chris Rock, when Chris Rock left the show, he was Chris Rock, like he was just the guy that was on SNL and on In Living Color. But then he came out with that first special on HBO, Bring the Pain, I think. And that just catapulted him into like comedy superstar, status, where he was like the next big stand-up. And then he started doing more movies, and then he had the Chris Rock show, and then from there his career kind of just like skyrocketed. And I think that's what'll happen with a lot of like people who leave SNL. They got to kind of find what they're gonna be good at. Like David Spade does a lot of TV.
Yeah,
and
yeah, but I also feel, I mean, you said David Spade, and I think David Spade has a very specific brand of comedy, and like if you're into that, like that's I feel like he can't miss. You know what I mean? Like if you're into that like sharp, sarcastic, dry humor, then like you love everything David Spade does. But I feel like he hasn't been big since like what's that Spin City? Was that no? That was Michael J. Fox, but he had another.
Engagement, Rules of Engagement, and then he took over John Ritter's role in 8 Simple Rules to Dating My Daughter, and then
wait, are you talking about David?
Well, he was on Just Shoot Me.
Shoot Me. That's the show I was talking about. But yeah,
but he was also on the other 2 shows I mentioned, Dick.
Well, I don't know that because I didn't watch those shows. There it is. What I did watch though is Joe Dirt and Joe Dirt 2, which you shouldn't watch, but but Joe Dirt is amazing.
Joe Dirte.
Joe Dirte.
Joe Dirte.
Yeah. Oh, that movie is great. That movie is great. He's oh god. Anyway, yeah.
Speaking of SNL cast members, Norm Macdonald, who passed away, he recorded a new special for Netflix, which is coming out at the end of May.
No way. Are you serious?
Yeah, he recorded it for Netflix, and it was supposed to release after his death, and they're going to release it at the end of May.
Well, you know what? Netflix is better than Neil Patrick Harris because they didn't release it like 3 months after he died. So,
Neil Patrick Harris?
Yeah, remember he we talked about it last week where he had that cake corpse.
You're reaching, Sean. Yeah, you're reaching.
How am I reaching? Speculation, hearsay.
Objection, Your Honor.
Objection. Sustained. Anyway. The last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is the ongoing like media circus around Amber Heard. Now, are you guys still keeping up with this Amber Heard Johnny Depp case? I think we're in the last week of
man.
it. Yeah,
it's almost over.
Yeah, I think we're in the last week.
I feel like Amber Heard. I feel like Amber Heard is mostly like facial expressions, just like weird, awkward facial expressions.
Yeah. I feel like she's trying to play to the jury. Please believe me.
Yeah. Remember when Stranger Things won? I want to say it was an Emmy, and then Winona Ryder was on when they accepted it, Winona Ryder was on stage and she made all these weird like
No,
facial expressions.
I don't remember that, but I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah, like that's what
Are you
Amber
saying
Heard
Johnny
looks like.
Depp only dates women with weird facial expressions?
Well, just the ones he pushes down
I
the
think
stairs. Kidding.
I think
kidding.
he dates and marries very eccentric type women.
Well, he never married Winona Ryder. He just got a tattoo with her name on it.
They were engaged.
Yeah, but they never got married.
Yeah, but he was on his way to marrying her.
And now he has a tattoo that says "Wino forever."
Yes, he does. Yeah, I think this week they had I don't know if you guys heard about this, but this week they had one, I think a psychiatrist come on who called Johnny a narcissist based on nothing.
Doc Brown?
Yeah, this guy looked like Christopher Lloyd. If he wasn't Christopher Lloyd.
And he had the mannerisms of Christopher Lloyd's character in Taxi, man.
Juan, no one can see your facial expressions when you're recording audio.
I think Sean froze.
No, I didn't freeze. You cut me off, so I was waiting for you to continue on with the story to keep the show moving.
Well, you're going to have to wait a long time.
Oh, I know. Believe me. So yes, if this guy was not Doc Brown, he was Doc Brown's cousin. But yeah, he was an expert witness, and so and Johnny's lawyers kind of like ripped him apart. It's like to the point where he was arguing back, and the judge was like, this guy, I don't want to hear what you're saying anymore. We're going on fucking recess. And the level of upset in this guy's face was like, wait, I can't keep yelling about this. It was hilarious to see. And if you guys haven't seen it, I'm sure you'll find a video on YouTube, but it was very, very funny to watch.
I'll check it out.
Because he was extremely upset about them saying that, hey, if you're an expert witness, you should have taken time with Johnny to give your professional diagnosis. But since you haven't done that, what you're saying is bullshit. Please leave. And he's like, well, you need to dismiss all of the expert witnesses because not all of them get a chance to talk to whoever. And it was a very funny thing to watch. So, the other thing going on is like Juan had just interrupted earlier is that I think Kate Moss was going to be on Kate Moss
Today.
Was she on today? Do you know? I don't know.
Yes, via video because she's out in the UK.
And
she just destroyed Amber Heard's case because Amber Heard opened up the door for Kate Moss to be called to the stand because she brought her up when Johnny allegedly pushed her, and she immediately thought of Kate Moss being pushed down the stairs by Johnny because she allegedly heard the rumor that that's what Johnny did. So Kate Moss was brought onto the stand and essentially said, Johnny never laid a hand on me. Johnny was an abuser.
Yeah.
In fact, I slipped and Johnny came to my rescue and made sure I was taken care of. So fuck you.
Yeah, jeez. The thing is, I've been trying to understand like exactly what it is they're trying to prove. I mean, aside from it, because there's a lot of information that has come out about this, and we talked about this, so I won't blather on too much longer about it. But it is they're trying to prove, and it's a defamation case, but not just that, but they're trying to prove whether or not Johnny is an abuser, like a frequent an abuser with intent.
The only thing they've proven is that he's an alcoholic and has a drug problem. Now, with that being said, I don't understand how he's fine being labeled an alcoholic and a drug addict.
The fact of the matter is, one, like I said before, I think we could have all assumed that he was on drugs and that he was drinking because, he has money and access and leisure time that most people don't have.
Well, it just adds to his cool bad boy image.
Yeah. Yeah. Were you there, Juan?
No, but it's 5:00 somewhere.
A mega pint? Yeah, but anyway,
I wouldn't call it a mega pint.
But speaking of having money and access and all this stuff, why I wanted to talk to you guys today was about not having those things. I wanted to ask you guys. I came across an article. I was talking to someone who listens to the show, and I won't name them because
Herbert?
No.
Peter?
Stop naming names.
Jay?
Yeah, he was talking to me, dick.
All right, Juan, if you want to go ahead and continue the show, that'd be great, man. Go ahead.
Sean?
Now you're just naming names.
You're just saying things.
Juan
Juan loves lamp.
Godzilla?
Anyway, we were talking just about growing up, and the thing that we were talking about was like whether the middle class still exists. And so I was like, I think it'd be a good topic to talk to you guys about is if you think the middle class still exists.
Define the middle class. I mean,
the people who don't have a lot of money, but also the people who don't have not a lot of money, somewhere in the middle where you have some money.
I mean, can you define it by like figures?
No, I can't.
I could say that middle class has enough money to live without government support, but barely enough money to survive a comfortable living.
I mean, what do you mean by comfortable living? Like,
I think we are middle class. I think
why?
Why? Because
You don't even know. You don't even fucking know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I think what Juan's alluded to.
You don't feel like you're middle class?
I mean, define the middle class. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, no, Dick.
Okay. Jay, are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
California household. This is considered the median income is considered $91,000 and $91,377 a year. That's the median income for a middle class family. So, and the range is pretty fucking wide. So, in California where we live, to be considered middle class, according to Google or USA Today, is that you need to make somewhere between $36,000 and $188,000. That is it.
There you go. We're middle class.
There you go. But that's a pretty wide band, man.
That is a very wide spectrum of income.
Yeah.
And it's not enough to survive in California. That's the sad part.
Yeah. Did you guys? So they Joe Biden just signed into law like this thing about the internet. So like if you don't make double 200% of what they consider the poverty line, in your state, then you qualify for this, or you're on some government assistance program.
What is the poverty line in California?
For a household of 3, it's $44,000.
And a household of 5?
Oh, I don't even know, man.
So you're selfish. You only looked over for your.
I was just curious. I'm like, am I going to get free internet? I don't know. But anyway,
you're selfish, man.
Well, you can.
If you really cared about Jay and I, you would have looked up our household numbers.
I didn't, but my point is that like
I'm fine, Sean.
Thanks, man. Thanks. But anyway,
somebody has disposable income for the super fast internet.
The thing is, Juan, is that this is a very wide gap. The difference between making $36,000 a year and the difference between making $187,000 a year. That's a lot of money. I'm not good at math. That's $120,000 difference. $140,000. I can't do math. But
yeah, I mean, depending on your household, like if you're making $187,000 a year and you only have like a wife and 2 kids, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, and if you're a 3-person household with $36,000 of income, like you're I don't know how are you surviving? How are you surviving? So, is this really guys, you consider that middle class? Is that does a middle class really exist? Like what is that? Like, is that?
Well, I don't, honestly, I don't think the class system exists like publicly, like how it used to be in the medieval times where, like there was lower class citizens and poverty, and the poor people, you could tell that they were poor. But like, I think as far as like on a digital medium, I think that's where people's class starts showing, like, by, what they are doing as far as like, taking trips and shit like that. But
yeah.
Even that's fabricated to where you don't even know, like, if these people can afford these things, or they're just kind of like making it up just to make themselves look like they're in a higher class, Yeah,
that's true. That's very, very true. And they also don't mention that these are like combined incomes or single incomes, but the thing that really kind of drove the point of our conversation was that there's people living in the middle class as defined by Google that I just looked up, that are the working poor. Like they are living beyond paycheck to paycheck. They are living they're living in their car. They're making somewhere between $36,000 or more, and the working poor, and it's and it all started as we started talking about it because I think we had known like some team members that we had worked with that were like, yeah, man, we used to see that guy, like he would get off of work and then he would go like sleep under this bridge over here, and it was just like, dude, this guy has a full-time fucking job. Granted, at minimum wage, but he had a full-time job, and he was still like living on the streets.
Well, I mean, life just kind of happens sometimes, where you run into a lot of unfortunate events where financially you just can't keep up. Like people get into debt so quickly, and it's hard to keep your head above water when you're, not only living from paycheck to paycheck, but you're still trying to catch up to all of the things that got you into that debt in the first place,
Yeah.
Do you think that this happens because the cost of living here in California is so damn high?
I think that's one reason. The other reason is inflation, right? Like,
well, because if you were to take what we make in any other state, like let's say Texas or Florida, we would be living quite comfortably. But because we live here in California, it's comfortable, but not quite comfortably.
It sounds like I'm being punished for luxuries I don't get to enjoy just because,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like, like why do I have to, like struggle to survive because California's is like this a specific place in
the
California.
Golden State, man.
Well, but anyway, and it kind of brought up. We were just talking about some of our poorest moments. I grew up very poor. You know what I mean? And I think I've mentioned on the show before that when I was growing up, my dad would make the same thing. He would make chicken, rice, gravy, and vegetables. That's what he made all the time, every single day. It was always drums and thighs. I didn't start buying chicken breasts until I was like making my own. Until I was making my own money. And it wasn't until like I was shopping for my family or trying to get groceries. I was like, well, fuck, man, this like 20 pieces of legs and thighs are like $5, dude. I think I'm gonna take a couple of these, put them in the freezer. So I wasn't until that moment that I understood. I'm like, that's why. And I have three brothers, one younger, two older. So I was like, he's just trying to keep food on the table, and not go broke doing it.
You know what the crazy thing is about money in this country? You don't even need to have it to purchase anything.
That's also true. That's also true.
Like,
yeah.
Are you talking about credit or are you talking about Bitcoin now?
Well, I mean, mostly credit. Like if you get into large credit card debt, it's hard to kind of get yourself out of it. Yeah, because it's almost like a scam. Like,
dude, yes. And it's funny you mention it because I don't know about you guys, but my first credit card was a Capital One credit card. You guys remember that? You guys, it probably still come in the mail.
What's
now.
in your wallet?
Yeah,
thanks for their logo.
Yeah, man. Hey, they're not paying for.
Did you just say Phil Jackson, motherfucker?
What?
He said Samuel Jackson.
Oh, he says I heard Phil Jackson. I'm like,
no, you're the one that gets names wrong.
Yeah, dude. And first of all, I wouldn't even think if I was going to think of anybody, Phil Jackson would not be the person I thought of because that's not even in my wheelhouse. But anyway. At the time, and I got the Capital One card because I forgot what I went to go do, but I needed to have credit history, and I was like 18 years old. I didn't have credit history. Like, you need credit history. So I was like, well, that means I need a credit card. So I got a credit card, and it was a Capital One credit card. And at the time, it came with a monthly fee just for having the card. And and at the time, like I bought a bag of like Skittles. And then I waited for the bill to come and I paid it. And then I bought my car insurance because I needed to like build my credit. And then I was like, okay, I think that's enough. And I'm done. Yeah.
Famous last words.
Yeah. No, well, and I said I was done. So then I called the place and I said, well, I want to close the account. And the guy said, well, just don't use it and it'll close on its own. Well, that was a fucking lie. And every month the monthly fee would be placed on the card until the card, it was like $500 limit until the card had filled up. And then I was getting like these.
Wait a minute. You weren't checking?
No, because I closed it. I was like, I thought they're trying to get me to come back. I was like, what the fuck do I need this for? This is ridiculous. I closed it. I called online. Anyway, long story short is that I fucked up my credit dealing with these Capital One people. Yeah, it was.
And now look at you, you're a homeowner.
I know, but I just mean like anyway. Yes, Jay, you're right. In this country, you don't need money to have money. You just need enough proof that you can get money.
Or if you die, that we could take away enough stuff to pay us back.
Yeah.
You know, the fucked up shit was about my first credit card. There was these credit card companies. They showed up at the community college that I was going to, and they had signups, you know, and I was like, 18 years old, and I had no money, but I needed money to get books for classes, you know. So I signed up for a credit card. I had like a $300 credit limit on there. They didn't teach me how to use it. They just said, here's money, pay us back. You know, like for an 18-year-old to get like just money, and not shown how to how to use the credit card properly. You know, it's so dangerous, you know? So I ended up with a bill, you know, a bunch of these credit card bills that, you know, I was like, I don't even have a job to pay for some of these bills. And then like I ended up paying a lot of those credit cards off. And then I had to call the credit card company and tell them I want to close this. And just to get them to close the account, it's kind of like wrestling with them. You know, they don't want to do it. They would rather have you keep that account and accumulate debt.
Yeah. Well, or you can just be stupid like me, Jay, and go, yeah, just don't use it. All right, man. That's Jesus Christ. Yeah, but I agree. And I think most recently we were talking about Elon Musk buying Twitter, and Trevor Noah put it beautifully. He was like, he bought Twitter using his Tesla shares as collateral. You know, saying, hey man, I'm worth $40 billion of this Tesla, you know, whatever. Then he went to venture capitalists to get that money that he said he had, using also the Tesla stocks as like, hey man, if I can't pay you back, you can take these very valuable stocks. So he theoretically bought Twitter without any actual money. He bought it on credit of shit that he hasn't sold yet. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Like, hey man, but if I sell my laptop,
he didn't buy it.
He didn't buy it.
No, the sale never went through, and then after that, the Twitter stock went down.
You know, I watched a documentary on like credit card debt.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Maxed Out. It's a very interesting documentary, and it like shows you the dangers of like credit cards and credit card companies, and they're almost like those, you know, those loan sharks. And you don't pay, and we'll break your thumbs, you know, like that's how you're gonna pay us back, kind of. But no, like they started the credit cards in a way to keep people in debt. And there was one story that they had on there. This kid, he was in his like early 20s. He was starting out in college. He opened up a bunch of credit cards, and he had all this credit card debt. He had no way to pay it back, and he ended up committing suicide because he was in so much credit card debt that there was no way he was going to pay that money off.
That's fuck my life, man. That's crazy. That's but you know, I mean, to your point, I mean, there's a point in they'll just let you keep stacking up credit cards. Like they don't care. They do not care because they just want they want to own your debt.
Well, yeah, and if you do close your credit cards, it
fucks up your credit score.
Yeah, it does lower your credit score, but you can raise it by, you know, paying off your other credit cards. So like if you close a credit card, it's not the end of the world because you can still clean up your credit afterwards. It just takes time.
It starts falling off of your credit report after 7 years.
Yeah, and then so yeah, and that's also true. But I don't share this much other than with Full Circle, but with me in my younger years, my credit card debt and just debt in general was pretty bad. And every so often I would find ways to pay it off. I think Sean was there in 2 or 3 times in my life where I go, I'm debt free except for my student loans, and then rack it up again. So flash forward to when I was slightly older, and I realized my credit card debt was pretty bad, that I was struggling to stay afloat, and
because the internet is always listening, I started getting adverts for debt relief programs. So I figured, what the fuck? I ended up getting approved for a debt relief program, and it was the scariest shit ever because before it started, the person was like, don't get nervous. It's going to get worse before it gets better. And yeah, it was worse. It was like dropping an atomic bomb on my credit score. It dropped down to like 500 and everything. And essentially what I was told is stop making payments, and then we're going to go into negotiations with these companies, and you're going to end up paying a lot less. And yeah, I ended up paying a lot less. And now flash forward to now, and my credit score is good enough to buy a home with my wife, good enough to be the average American credit score, and good enough to apply for credit cards and get them.
Congratulations.
Yeah, but no, credit cards are dangerous. So now I'm wary about when we use them or if we.
Well, I mean, the thing is, nobody teaches you
Yeah.
to manage your money. You know, like that's not a course that they teach you in elementary or junior high school or high school. You know, like
Yeah.
you don't learn that stuff in a classroom. You learn it through experience, and some people never learn,
It's true.
and they end up in a financial hole.
Yeah, it's yeah, man. It's when I they told me I needed credit history, I assumed I needed to buy a few things, like literally a bag of Skittles. Like, is that going to prove?
No, you need a little bit.
Yes.
As you were telling that story, I'm like,
Yes.
I don't think he understood how credit history worked back then.
No, I did not. But to Jay's point, I was never I had to learn the hard way by like trying to close this stupid fucking Capital One account. And then the guy going, yeah, okay, then just don't use it. And then like fucking racking up like all this horrible credit history because of this. So, you know, to Jay's point, there's no education about it. There's no one out there to teach you. And most times, and if I'm being honest, I mean, most times some people are just like either too ashamed or just like don't realize they're fucking up. Like myself, to ask like what's going on. And like my parents were never really good about like teaching me how to manage my money. So
Do you want to know the first thing that fucked up my credit score?
was it Carl's Jr.?
No, you're going to make fun of this. Bally Total Fitness.
What a waste! What a waste of a credit card.
This guy.
It wasn't a credit card. It was back then when fucking gyms signed you up for contracts and ran your credit. So if you didn't pay the gym membership and you had a contract, you were owed. You were in the hole for like, and I'm making up the money, $5,000 for a 2-year contract.
And then through the depression of not being able to pay his bills, he just ate more.
Okay. So like, but speaking of, I have two more things I want to ask you guys, which is A, do you guys feel like you're feeling the pinch of inflation? Now we're talking about money and like credit and all this stuff.
Only when I'm buying gas.
I don't think gas is inflation. That's gouging. That's price gouging. And then, Jay, I'll let you answer if you're feeling inflation.
I don't know. I don't think I really feel it. Really.
It's funny. You know where I feel inflation? I feel inflation in places where I feel like I was going to get a deal. Like we went to the Poppy Festival.
Costco.
No, I mean Costco's. You go and you're in for a penny, in for a pound at Costco. But we were at the Poppy Festival here in the AV. And we're gonna buy like a little stuffed animal. I go, this thing should be like $5-10. That damn thing,
no.
That thing was like $20, dude. And I was like, holy fucking shit! Like, obviously these vendors who were usually like selling stuff like really really cheaply are they have to up their prices in order to maintain their business. So it's just crazy. Like that. That's where I think the inflation piece for me at least, where I feel like I'm feeling it.
Well, I mean, I like for those types of things, like if I saw something that was priced where I didn't think I wanted to pay that price, I would kind of look for a deal somewhere.
Cheap knockoff somewhere.
Yeah, if I could find like a cheap knockoff of something that, you know, was just as doable as like the brand name, I would buy that. So
yeah. No, I agree.
And that's why I wear Mickeys.
What? Okay.
We wear what?
Mickeys instead of Nikes.
Oh, I see. I thought you.
Oh, I thought you were wearing some weird brand of underwear.
Yeah, I was like, what? Yeah,
no, that's why I wear Fruta de Lumas.
Fruta de Lumas? Is that what? What is that?
That's
translate
my brand of underwear.
Fruta de Lumas. Does it make you smell like a basket of fruit down there? Or?
Does Fruit of the Loom make you smell like that?
Oh, it's
Is that
Fruit of the Loom?
Is that what it is? Is that what you're alluding to? Juan?
Why did you have to say it in Spanish?
Because it's a cheap knockoff.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and skip that right now. What's wrong with you, man?
Wait, is it a cheap knockoff because it's in Spanish?
No.
What does that say about the Spanish version of these products?
Yeah.
That they're cheaply made?
For those who can't see Juan's face, he seems to be stumped at the moment. Anyway, the last thing I wanted to ask you before we move on to the gauntlet and Juan's minute of Juan sense is what is the most frivolous purchase you've ever made? Like, knowing how irresponsible you can be with money, what's the most irresponsible purchase you've ever made?
I don't want to say.
Well,
no, you have to.
I mean, well, I'll go first. So I told you guys about this Capital One thing, right? So my credit was horrible, and I was working on rebuilding it, but I needed a car. I needed a car at the time, and my neighbor had offered me a car, and he would let me make payments on it because I think I told you guys a story about my car stopping on the freeway because I never put oil in it.
Yes.
So like a couple months later, I needed a car. And so my neighbor had offered me another car for $7,000. It was a 2001 like Nissan Sentra.
Hey, didn't a friend of yours let you borrow a car?
Yeah, he did. He also interrupted my story.
Let him finish his story?
Yeah, yeah, fucking dick, you asshole. Anyway, he offered me.
Asshole.
He offered me to make payments on this car. That was $7,000, 2001 Nissan Sentra, pristine credit condition, like less than 100,000 miles on it. It was the smart move to make, but instead I went to this Ford dealership with my girlfriend at the time, which is now my wife, and she helped me co-sign this car because she has much better credit than I did. Co-sign on this Nissan Versa, a Ford Focus. Ford Focus. It was a used Ford Focus in like okay condition, but my interest rate on this car was like 24%.
Holy fuck,
yeah,
dude.
Yeah, but I was like, I really wanted this Nissan. I really wanted the Ford.
That is not the Sean I know.
No, well, Sean, again, this is stupid, Sean. This is like dumb. This is the stupidest financial decision I've ever made. And so long story short is that I ended up totaling this car. And so when I'm calling the insurance adjuster, he's like, hey, can I just say something to you, man? I go, yeah, what's going on? He goes, dude, they raped you on this car. Because he saw the interest rate. Because when I got paid out by the insurance, I was upside down. I was not upside down on my loan, meaning that I owed more than the car was worth. And everything I went to the bank, and I still owed like $10,000 on this car.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And like I like a dipshit when I bought the car, I bought Gap insurance. I did all that stuff. And
wait, didn't the Gap insurance cover it?
Oh, so Juan, I'm glad you asked because so the thing about the Gap insurance is that I turned in all the paperwork, and you have a month afterwards, and every time I turned it into the dealership who was supposed to do the Gap paperwork, they lost it. And at the time, we didn't have like PDFs I could just email someone. I had to fax this into some place. So the fax didn't work or some other bullshit. So the fact of the matter is that like I ended up being like left with holding my dick with like $10,000 in debt for this fucking car that I was fucking total.
Smaller.
That I couldn't even fucking drive. Like it was the stupidest thing I've ever done. And it was at that moment, Juan, once I realized that, I said, never again. The next time I need to do this, I'm going to take the $7,000 car that my neighbor is offering. And so now that put me on the straight and narrow path of frugality when it came to my money and to buying shit, because like I should not have bought that car.
And then instead you borrow your friend's car and crashed it.
Thanks, man. Also, it wasn't my fault. But anyway, Juan, you have a frivolous. You're interrupting my. I mean, aside from your gym membership, which I guess is pretty dumb. I mean, Juan. I mean, we had an episode where you stated you're almost 400 pounds. So obviously, listen.
Yeah. How many times you go to Bally's?
Yeah.
None.
Obviously.
Nothing. No one. Well,
I do.
Well,
I was waiting for Juan.
Yeah, he's gonna. It doesn't matter. He's gonna interrupt anyway. Go ahead, Jay.
I was waiting for Jay. Well,
I mean,
once upon a time.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. I mean, there's so many frivolous purchases that I'm not proud of. Like, where do I begin? I don't know. I bought a punching bag for $100.
That's reasonable. That's a reasonable purchase. You never know. You got to practice punching every once in a while.
Well, I mean, I can't punch any better now. I mean, it's just there. I don't know. There's just like little things that I bought. Amazon is a dirty motherfucker, you know, like
because they have everything.
Amazon will show me things that I go, I think I need that, and then I purchase it, and then I get it, and then I realize I either don't know what it does, or I never needed that in the first place, you know, like.
Well, yeah.
Then why not return it?
Because it just seems like more work.
Yeah,
I'll just give it away.
And that's how I end up with half your shit.
Yeah. I thought that was from the divorce. Yeah, I mean, me, it's just more like little purchases that if I'm not happy with it, then I feel like I wasted money. But I didn't purchase a car.
No, yeah, no. That again, that's the dumbest thing I've ever did. That's like, whenever I think about financial, like being smart with your money, that is the moment I think of every single time. Juan, how about yourself, man?
I don't know.
Aside from
Jay, you guys have known me for the longest. You want the short list or the long list? I mean,
any magic trick you've ever bought and ever, really. But I mean,
yeah, that essentially, yeah. Any magic trick I've ever bought, I don't need it. I want it. I use it. Never.
Yeah, but that's something that you want. You know,
but
like
it's still frivolous. Like I don't need it. Like I don't do it professionally. Now I have a goal that I want to put a set together and audition for the castle, but I have thousands of dollars worth of magic stuff that I don't use all of. And even now that I keep on telling myself, I'm not going to buy another trick until I master or read this. And guess what? I still buy it. In fact, my wife for Father's Day, she goes, hey, what magic trick do you want? And I go, oh, you don't need to buy me anything. And she's like, no, I'm going to buy you one. You might as well tell me which one because I don't know which tricks you have.
Oh, tell her cups and balls.
And I just dusted off my cups and balls, actually. But thank you.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. And then it just doesn't stop there. Like my PlayStation, I bought it, played it a couple times. How many times has Sean asked me, hey, can I buy it off you? And I keep on telling him, no.
You know what, Juan? I was just telling this story last week because we had to get together here for my wife. And someone was asking if I have these guitars hanging. I have one bass guitar, which I never play. But
that's another perfect example. Yeah.
So Jay, I don't know if you know this, but Juan, for whatever reason, while I was playing guitar, we got really into like wanting to play the bass, and so like he wanted to play the bass.
I wanted to slap the bass.
Yeah, he wanted to slap the bass, and so he's like, I'm gonna go to Guitar Center and buy a fucking bass. I go, dude, you should not buy a bass. Like you're not gonna have time. And he goes, no, fuck you. I'm going to make time. I'm going to be slapping the bass. Watch. Fuck you. You'll see. Like, you can't.
Slapping the bass.
Yeah. Yeah. And so we go to Guitar Center. I go, Juan, you should not buy this thing. But because I'm telling you right now.
No. He goes, you shouldn't buy it. But if you're going to buy it, at least listen to me because that way I can enjoy it when you give it to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he goes, no, fuck you. I'm not going to give it to you. And so I wait like, I don't know what, 8 years for this? How long before you get rid of it? It's sitting in it.
But here's the thing. I had already said I'm not going to learn it anymore. Like we practiced, or he tried to teach me maybe like 3 or 4 times. And he was right. I never had time because that's when I started working on big projects at work. So I never really had fucking time. So even after I decided I'm not going to play it, he would come over to my place and be like, hey, I see it collecting dust. Can I have it now? And I go, no, fuck you. And I would just put it around my neck and not play and just hold it. And I did that a lot. And then finally I gave up and I go, hey, Sean, do you want it? He's like, yeah, I'll take it. So he took it.
No, he's trying to make it seem like he gave it up willingly. He gave it up because he had no fucking choice. He was moving out of his place. And he didn't have anywhere to put it. He was like, you know what? Fuck you, just take it. And I was like, I fucking knew it. I was vindicated. Took like 8
I
years.
gave it to you as payment for helping me move.
Nah, I thought that's what the pizza and the beer were for, because that's what you always say it's for. But anyway.
Hey, you know what'd be cool?
What?
If we all learned a song. You on the bass, Sean on the guitar, and I can do the vocals.
Well, I have a drum kit now.
Yeah. And
I have 2 drum kits.
And Juan has mastered the skin flute since last we've
Oh yeah, he's really good at the skin flute now.
yeah, so he's so good at the skin flute he wants to eat one on the 100th episode.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, I have a lot of stuff that I purchased, but the only thing that I think I don't consider a complete waste are my magic tricks, even though I don't know them all or remember how to do them all. But I made the commitment this year of getting to a point of where I can just perform comfortably without having to have alcohol in me or feeling uber comfortable to do it. But half the stuff I own is bought on a whim or because I think it would be cool and I want it.
Well, I think you're pretty good with the cups and balls.
Juan, you're making the face like you he can't tell if you're being sincere.
No, he's making a dirty joke, and then
no, your cups and balls is trick is very good.
Well, anyway, Juan, while you ponder whether or not that's a dirty joke or not, I think it's a very nice compliment to give someone.
I've never done the cups and balls for Jay.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, remember the time you cupped them balls in your mouth?
Yeah, I knew that's where it was going, you motherfucker.
So, I would say you've mastered the cups and balls exquisitely.
All right.
I love the fact that you're the oldest one in this fucking group, and yet you still make pee-pee caca.
I think it's for me, the youngest one on the show. I find it hilarious.
I am the oldest, but I do look younger than you, Juan.
The fuck you do?
You look like Zoidberg, Juan.
No.
Like Zoidberg without his shell.
Yuck.
So anyway,
maybe you should renew that Bally's contract.
We went out of business.
Because you didn't make any payments to Bally's.
So you should have paid them. Oh man. Okay. So wrapping up the show here, guys. Gonna run into the gauntlet. You remember the rules. Now I am currently in the lead with 3 points. I got
pity fucking points.
There's not pity points. I got the answer right. Jay and Juan, I have 0 points at the moment.
No. I got 2.
For what?
Guessing his song.
No, that's not how it works.
It was a friend in me. Yes.
There was a friend in you?
Which friend was it, Juan? Was it Woody?
You show him your cups and balls trick? That's how you got your friend in you?
Buzz wanted to show me his laser proton.
Just say it, kid. To infinity and beyond.
So anyway, so yes, that is where we are, Juan. You have 0 points. You don't get points for guessing somebody else's song. You only get points if I got it wrong. Anyway. With that said, I will offer I will offer the chance to go first to Juan so that he can so that he can possibly earn some real points.
What is the logarithm?
What is the logarithm? What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, I thought we were recreating old Taco Bell commercials. Never mind.
So Juan, please pick a number between 3 and 60.
1.
Please pick a number between 3 and 60.
Why not 1 or 2?
Because 1 or 2 were used last week.
Oh, you actually kept track. I am so proud of you. 3, motherfucker.
Okay. Would you like 3 seconds, 1 second, or 1 second, 3 seconds, or 5 seconds?
How many points do we get for 5 seconds?
2 points, man.
How many points do you have right now?
I have 3 points.
I would like for 3 seconds.
Okay. All right. Are you ready? All right. Playing it. Here we go. Now, Juan, you can choose to listen to it again or you can extend the length. What would you like to do?
You have to talk into your mic, stupid.
Yeah, you dick. Juan, would you like to extend the length or would you like to, this is an audio podcast, Juan, and typically in audio, you use what's called your voice. Now, for those listening at home, would you please use your voice to indicate what you would like to do?
I would like to take it for the win there, Alex. So give me 5
inches. So you want to extend the length of 5 seconds.
Yeah, you still don't even know.
The fuck is that, man?
You know what? I don't know.
Sounds like a
But
Tom Cruise movie. The November Sky.
November. Okay, you think it's November Sky?
Oh no! Sorry, Eyes
no.
Wide Shut. Eye Wide Shut. That's the
Eyes Wide Shut.
yeah. Is there a movie called November Sky?
Vanilla Sky, I think.
Yeah, there's a movie called Vanilla
Sky.
Sky, and
Which one's the one with Tom Cruise? Eyes Wide Shut or Vanilla Sky?
they're both with Tom Cruise. You dipshit.
Which one's the trippy one?
Both of them, you dipshit.
Yeah, I haven't seen either of those movies.
Then I would like to say Eyes Wide Shut in the Vanilla Sky.
Okay, well, I disagree.
I disagree as well.
I honestly have no clue what this is, so I'm gonna go with James
Por tus
Bond.
pujidos nos encontraron.
Will you stop interrupting people? I'm gonna go with
No.
I disagree, and I think it's James Bond. Jay, how about you?
Which one?
What's the one with Daniel Craig? The first one? No, I think they had. I don't know. I'm gonna go with
Finger.
yeah, go. Yeah, I'm gonna go Goldfinger. Thanks, man. Thanks.
I don't know what it is. I'm gonna say Avatar.
Yeah,
that's actually a really good guess. All right, you guys ready for the answer?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. I have to unlock my business again. All right, ready? The answer is Gladiator. Now we are free. That's the name of the song. Gladiator. From Gladiator.
Play it again. Oh, yeah.
You're bobbing your head like, Juan, have you even seen Gladiator?
Yeah, they all die at the end.
Okay. Juan, I'll let you pick who goes next.
Jay, destroy this motherfucker.
Jeez. Why do you want him to destroy me, Juan?
He doesn't even know.
All right. Jay, you can pick a track between 4 and 60. That's not 15.
23.
You know what I think we should do for the next gauntlet?
It should be
The winner,
the
winner of the first of the previous session of the gauntlet picks the number that we should listen. So when I'm done guessing, I pick the number of the person that goes.
I mean, that still makes it random considering we don't know what it is, but okay.
Yeah.
23, Jay. Sorry, apologies for the interruption. I'll cut that out probably.
3 seconds. 3 seconds.
3 seconds. Okay, here, 3 seconds, number 23. Oh, come on. Come on. This is rigged. It's rigged. I'm using Juan's words. It's rigged.
Can I hear it
5
again?
seconds.
You want to hear it again?
Yeah.
All right. 3 seconds?
I'll do 5 seconds.
All right.
Avengers, motherfucker!
Juan, this is not how you play the game.
It is Avengers.
It is Avengers. All right. And just for the answer.
Stop.
I agree. The answer, and it sounds like Juan also agrees. So yes, the answer is Avengers, but you change your length to 5 seconds, so that gives you 2 points.
And I give the answer, so I get 3.
No, you. God damn it! All right, Juan. Since you want to pick a number for someone, you can pick a number for me if you'd like. 4. Why? You're just okay. Okay. I guess it'll make you feel better, so you don't feel like it's rigged, right? Is that what this is about? All right. I'm gonna go with 3 seconds so that I don't fuck myself over. And here we go. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, this is okay. I know what this is, and this is the Karate Kid. It's Karate Kid. That's what this is.
I agree, and I know the song.
Yeah, the rest of it played in my mind after it turned off, and I was like, I know exactly what this is. Juan, do you agree?
If I can tell you the name of the song and the artist, can I get points?
Sure, I'll give you 1 point.
No, fuck you.
What? This asks extra credit. No one asked for the title and the artist. We're just asking to know what movie it's from.
What about the season where I guess Footloose?
Footloose?
you guess Fruit Loops?
Fruit Loops. The song is Fruit Loops.
But Juan, you just need to answer if you agree or disagree that I said this Karate Kid.
I agree. If I were to tell you the name of the song and the artist, what studio they recorded, and the year and time, Do I get extra credit?
If you can tell me within 2 seconds.
Get up.
Can I still tell you and still get these points?
Yes, Jay, I will give you 1 extra credit point here.
No.
All right, it's You're the Best, and it's from Joe Esposito.
Here's the thing, I don't know if that's right or not, but hold on. So the answer, just for it's Karate Kid, and You Are the Best, and the full track is it didn't have the full name on here. Damn it, Ozzy. Damn it,
yes,
Ozzy.
damn it, Ozzy. I'm not paying you to do the songs for us, but damn you.
Sorry, I'm making noise over here.
But it is Joe Esposito, recorded in Rockefeller Studios on Tuesday, 1989 at 3 p.m.
But yes, Jay, you are correct. You are correct. I assume you're correct. I don't know. But I mean, like, I don't know. But anyway. So at the end of today's gauntlet, I now have 6 points, Juan. Jay, yes.
Yeah,
you're
right. Yeah.
Jay has 3 points.
I didn't get 3. I gave the answer for...
I got extra credit.
He got the extra credit. The title and artist of the song.
What about me? Do I get any pity points for yelling out the answer when it's not my turn?
Oh, you shouldn't have done that. That was stupid.
Yeah, you get the number of points that we give everyone who does that, which is 0. So Juan, you are currently in last place. Jay's in second place, and I am in first place in this gauntlet. And if I had been a cocky asshole with this one, I would not have gotten it. So I'm playing smarter this season because I refused to let one more gauntlet go by where I lose. But Juan, since you like to interrupt and get in everybody else's business, you know what that means. It's time for your favorite music. And now, for a minute of complete and utter nonsense. You've been warned.
My minute of nonsense is serious, and it will not last a minute. But all I have to say is the circus is coming back. But I'm pissed because my children will not be able to see it with the animals that I saw. Probably because they're dead. But because the circus is not coming back with animals. So Ringling Brothers, the greatest show on earth, will be returning, making a comeback. But I'm assuming, and I haven't gotten all the details, it would just be clowns and acrobats. No elephants, no lions, no horses, no zebras. None of the animals that I saw growing up on a circus, which I guess is the right thing to do, but it sucks for my kids. Not even a minute. Fuck you, Sean. I'm going to use the rest of the time to say fuck you, Sean. Fuck you, Jay. That's it. And it is long. Yes.
And that was a minute of nonsense. Thank you. Now back to our regularly scheduled program.
Hey, but in all seriousness, are you guys not excited about the circus
Your
coming back?
minute of nonsense is fucking over.
No, but I want to know if you guys are excited about the circus coming back.
That the show is at its end, and that means you're done.
I'll be able to go to clown college.
I don't know if you know this, but
Clown college.
No one gives a shit about the circus.
yeah, man.
I do. Fuck you.
Okay.
Fuck the
you.
circus.
No, fuck you.
Fuck the circus.
No, fuck you, dude.
Fuck the circus. Fuck the circus.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
were
Juan, fuck you and the circus.
were you like broken up by the bearded lady or what, man? Why fuck the circus?
Fuck the circus. It's stupid. It's
No,
dumb.
how is it stupid or dumb, dude?
It's archaic entertainment. Nobody cares about the circus.
No, you're archaic entertainment, dude.
I'm archaic entertainment.
Juan, if the coat fits, Juan.
No, the circus is...
Juan,
Yes.
your minute of nonsense means that you're done. I don't need to ask you if you're done anymore because when we get to the minute of nonsense, you're done. That's it. It's over. So I'm glad that you are very passionate about this fucking circus. This also means that a tiger can't eat somebody's fucking face. This also means that these elephants and other animals that we have enslaved don't have to worry about being in captivity anymore. They can live their life in the wild like they should. And now, before we get to the end, I'll let Juan fumble all over the exit.
No.
Are you feeling the pinch of inflation? What's the stupidest purchase you've ever made? Tell us. We want to know. Now, Juan, go ahead and fumble over the exit. Good luck.
I am kind of upset that you're insulting me and the circus.
Yes, I'm insulting you and the circus. I mean,
Fuck you and your stupid fucking circus.
How dare you not love animals in captivity? How dare you not love people's disfigurement being gawked at for money.
Okay, you're confusing the circus with the sideshow, which I guess could go hand in hand. Okay, you know what? Forget you. Folks, thanks for listening.
Sound done there, buddy.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck you. I'm done, guys.
How are you this triggered over the stupid circus?
Yeah.
I don't think you guys understood. Ever since I was a child, I wanted to run away to the circus. So when I have kids, I was hopeful that maybe one of these fuckers would be like, hey, I'm running away to the circus to complete my dad's dream. And then the circus went away.
You mean tell me a kid with an iPad says I want to run away to a fucking circus?
Why would a kid with all this option for entertainment choose the circus?
Because you get to see the country and the world, man. I don't know. I have a strange fascination with the circus life and clown college. Don't know why.
If you want, you can sleep in my backyard and pretend you're working for the circus.
You know what? I'm done. I'm done. One of these days, we're going to have a serious conversation about the circus.
Oh, please. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, fuck you. Can you stop typing on the notes while I'm looking at it? Thank you, Sean. Okay, don't forget to rate us and review us on iTunes or your favorite platform of choice. I personally use Google Podcasts, so fuck you, iTunes. Anyways, you can also find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Our handle is at INCY. God damn it, Sean. At INCYCSHOW.andyourmom. That's what he wrote. Also, you can email us some of your suggestions or comments at INCYCShow@gmail.com. That is INCYCShow@gmail.com. Or leave us a voicemail at the link in our show notes or at www.anchor.fm/INCYCShow. We also have merch in partnership with LindaMyra.com. Get your very own I'm Not Crying, You're Crying shirt in the link in the show notes. And I'm pretty sure you could use special code Juantober and still reap that 10% discount.
No, you can't, man. You can't. That's a lie. You can't. I checked last week.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, did you really?
I did. I don't know if I told you guys, but I think you asked me if we're on Amazon, and now we're on Amazon. We're on Amazon.
Are we?
Podcast. Yeah. So you can tell.
So we're on Audible now.
Yeah, you can tell Alexa to play our podcast. Play I'm Not Crying, You're Crying, and it'll,
Well, I'm a Google household.
Oh,
good for you.
Yeah.
No, good for you.
Goggle.
And the circus life.
Well, Juan, I think you did pretty well.
Screw you guys. I'm running away from the to the circus.
Please do. We can find a replacement finally. Well, good night, everybody.
I hope they beat you to talk properly.
They put you in a cage and they poke you until you say, you know what, Jay? He would be the sideshow. He's like the amazing malaprop mix-up man, and he would just be he would just be saying shit like, if the coat fits, I'm comparing tits. At the tip of your fingertips. You
guys are so funny. Fuck you. Goodbye.
Good night, everybody.
And then you can do your cups and balls.
Yeah. Like you've always wanted to. All right, folks. Thanks for listening. See you next week and have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.